Hey guys, it's Soncerae here. So I just finished doing a live stream and I'm uploading a new video right now, but it's something that I keep forgetting to address. And I want to put this out there like I put everything else out there. I'm pretty much transparent. I don't tell you the stuff I'm supposed to not tell you. But when people ask me questions, I tend to answer them honestly. So I'm going to answer this, and people keep asking me what happened to my home. They're asking me why I'm living the way that I'm living. And I keep getting this question over and over and over again because people are starting to find out that I live in an extended stay. And they're like, how did you end up in an extended stay? And I've been in the same extended stay for about 4 weeks. And, if you don't know what it's like to live in an extended stay, after you've lived there for X amount of time, the weekly rent there starts getting cheaper. And so now it's getting cheaper. I don't know how much more cheaper it's going to get, but it gets kind of cheaper the longer that you stay there. So I've been here for about a month. And before this, me and Priest was hopping back and forth between like extended stays in different areas because he wasn't sure where he wanted to live. I knew I wanted to live in the area that I'm living in, and he wanted to live closer to a train station because he doesn't like to drive. He just the things that he wanted to get, like the type of household he wanted to get and wanted to live in, he was just very, very picky about what he wanted. Me, I just didn't want any bugs. You know what I mean? I just wanted it to be quiet, no bugs, and I wanted it to be clean. And so I'm completely fine. Like, I haven't seen one damn roach since I've been here. I seen one of those roaches, those roaches that be outside, those big ones with the wings. I think they're roaches. I saw one outside. And then one time I was in here and the motherfucker was on the ceiling and I excused his ass out. And ever since then I haven't seen not one roach, not one bug. So I'm good. I'm pretty much clean, having a good time. I'm actually more stable than I was when Priest was around. When he was around and I was giving him lead and saying, hey, where do you want to go? Where do you want to live? He wasn't showing me any properties or any apartments or anything like that. And we just kept jumping from extended stay to extended stay. And we even would take you have to park in a 24-hour Walmart and sleep in the back of his Explorer. And so that was one of the hardest times inside of our relationship. And it shows you whether the person that you're with, whether that person is strong or somebody that you can be with long term. And for me to stick with him even though we was experiencing those things says a lot, because he's a man. He was supposed to take care of that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, society expects men to take care of that shit. Ain't no man supposed to be letting no woman sleep in no Explorer with them in no Walmart parking lot. But because that was the situation, I rolled with it. I chilled with it. I said, let's just work on this shit together. We ain't gonna be like this forever. We gonna get out of this. And so as we were jumping from extended stay, I guess he believed that, eventually we was gonna go back to the Explorer. I told him I'm not about to go back sleeping in that motherfucking truck. I'm not doing that. Like, I'm not, especially not in wintertime. And plus, I'm getting bigger and bigger and bigger. I can't be sleeping in the back of a truck. So I had to take control. I had to take lead over everything. Now, what ended up happening with the house is, the house that you saw me living in it for like 4 or 5 years, that was a property that my daughter's father owns. He's into real estate investing. And so me and my daughter were living inside of that property. So when I decided to start dating Priest, and I just kind of felt like maybe I shouldn't be dating a guy. Like, I shouldn't be dating a guy living in my daughter's father's property. It just seemed wrong. And I wanted to take Priest serious, and I wanted to no longer live as far out because that property was way out too far. And I wanted to move just a little bit closer towards the city of Atlanta, just a little bit. I wanted to stay in the same county, but I wanted to move closer up. And so I was moving, and Priest was trying to move out of his situation. And so me and him was deciding whether we wanted to move together. And the initial plan was to move in with his mom, because his mom was getting married and they were moving into a property. And we were going to, be with them and split the bills with them. But, Priest had complaints about that. It's like every single thing he had a complaint about. Like, there was something wrong with everything. He was never satisfied with nothing. So it didn't matter. But the fact that I let him lead and I kept saying, okay, well, where you want to go? What you want to do? And I kept worrying about him instead of myself. It kept us extremely unstable. And the second I started thinking about myself and what I want to do and my stability, and I put my motherfucking foot down, And I said, I'm going to stay in this goddamn room until I find another place to stay in. I'm not going to keep jumping all over the place because this nigga can't make up his mind what he want to do. But the entire relationship, we're just jumping all over the place because he can't make a decision. He is so indecisive. It's very, very difficult for him to be independent. He doesn't know how to think independently. And I started to notice that with time, the more stuff I put in his hands, the more it just started being all over the place and unorganized. And so I just started taking responsibility, for myself and taking care of myself and not thinking about him. And there's plenty of times when we were sleeping in the back of that Explorer or jumping from extended stay to extended stay that I could have just left him by himself and moved in with one of my friends or moved somewhere where it was stable, where I wouldn't have to keep jumping around. But I was so adamant in keeping us together. And we were talking about, staying together. I didn't want to just leave him by himself like that. I just felt like if I turned my back on him, that would just be a problem. Like, I can't just go live with somebody else and leave him, because there was no way in the world that me and him was going to be able to do this thing together. There was no way me and him was going to be able to live in one of my friends' house together. It was just going to be my friends was going to take me in without him. And I did not want to just leave him in the street and he didn't have anywhere to go. So then there came a time where I got sick and I couldn't, financially be there for myself. So I needed him to be financially there for me. And the only things I could afford was groceries and gas and shit, because I was not doing any videos. I wasn't making any money. I wasn't doing any graphic design. I was just laying there so sick. And so I just needed him to step up. And just how I kept saying I can't leave him by himself like that, he should have felt that same way for me, and he didn't. He didn't have my back the same way I had his. So ladies, when you get inside of these relationships and you think he's going to be down for you, don't think that shit. Always have your backup route, your way to take care of yourself. So these niggas, when they decide to change their mind about who they want to fuck tonight, you got your own bread, you got your own situation, and you ain't worried about him. I'm telling you, the second I start thinking about his ass and I start focusing on my own stability, I've been stable ever since. And that's only been for a month. And the reason why I've been so stable ever since is because I got so many friends and so many family that want to be a part of my life and want to see me succeed. It's people that's giving me donations. Like I said before, those donations help. You give me $5, it helps. You know what I mean? And because I'm on bed rest and I can't go out here and get a regular job, I got to sit up here and do graphic design. That's it. That's unlike me. I'm the type of woman that go out there and get it. I mean, I'm having 4 and 5 sources of income, and I'm sitting here and the only source of income I got is graphic design. And he's making fun of me because I'm going out here and I'm asking people for donations, and I'm asking people for help, because there's plenty of times where I've helped people plenty of times. And I remember last year when I was about to lose my car, I never forget this. Last year, a whole bunch of people made fun of me for asking for donations so I could keep my car. I remember this, but it was still people out there that said, fuck what they talking about. Here's a donation. If this is what you need, I got it. I help you out. And that comes to show you, that lets you know that if you a good person and you generous, when you open your hand and pay it forward, there's going to be a time when you going to need that same generosity, and people are going to give it back to you. And that's what's been happening. People have been helping me stay stable. Another thing, I'm going to get my P.O. box open. Me and Marie just now opened up my registry. So once we start figuring out that stuff, then I'll start passing out the registry link. It's people out there that want to send me care packages. It's people out there that want to send me food. They're sending me money because people realize that this is a real story right here. This is not some fake believe story, some make-believe story that I'm just putting on YouTube to try to be fucking funny and entertaining. This is some shit that's really happening to me. You want to see some fucking reality TV? This is some real shit right here. This is not VH1 scripted Love and Hip Hop. This ain't Black Ink Crew. This ain't none of that shit. There's no producers, executive producers and shit here. None. Okay, this is really Soncerae sitting in a motherfucking extended stay hotel trying to make sure that I got money every Friday to pay for this room. And I got money every day to be able to eat. and I'm saving up some money so I can get out of this shit and take my ass to California where my family at. And I'm coming to find out that they ain't even got no space for me in California, and I'm thinking they got enough room for me. So now I got to figure out, now my family trying to figure out a space. They trying to find me a space so January I can come out there. So trust me, everybody in full force trying to help me out, but this nigga. Okay, but this priest nigga that I shouldn't even have fucked with to begin with. Now I done put myself in this situation and I gotta lay in my motherfucking bed because I was being too nice, too damn understanding, too damn patient, too damn docile, too damn fucking foolish out here trying to think, oh, I'm just, this nigga love me and shit. He didn't even love me this entire time at all. He's finally admitting that all of the things that he participated in and all of the things inside of our relationship weren't genuine, and he was just doing the shit. It's just like, what do you get out of lying to a woman? What do you get out of manipulating a woman into believing that you love her? And if the sex was whack, because he did say that the sex was whack because his erectile fucking dysfunction. If the sex is whack, what possibly could you have been staying with me for? That's what the shit I don't get. And the longer that nigga stays away from me, and the more that love falls away, and I start using my head and I start thinking about the shit that this nigga done put me through, I get angrier and angrier and angrier. And you know what that anger brings me? A whole bunch of damn power and clarity. And let me tell you what that anger is going to do. It's going to give me strength. And that strength right there is what's going to get me out of this fucking situation. And once I get that strength I need, what's coming next is that peace and that goddamn happiness that I'm trying to reach to. That's my goal. Peace and goddamn happiness. And let me tell you something. You ain't got to ever worry about me being with no nigga, trusting no nigga, having sex with no nigga. I don't want no nigga near me. The only man I want near me is my damn son. That's it. All I need to hear right now is my son saying, "Mommy." That's it. I don't want to hear no man. I don't want to touch no man. Nothing, not ever again. And priest knew before he came how I felt about that. He knew that I had been through so much that I was already on my last limb anyway. This nigga stuck a fork in it. You hear me? He stuck a fork in that shit. And I'm going to go get my happiness and travel and do all of the things that I told Priest I was going to do. I'm going to do that shit without him. And guess what I'm going to do? Post that shit on YouTube like he hates so much, and y'all gonna see me and my son having the best life ever, not needing this nigga. You hear what I'm talking about? So anyway, the link to the description box, the link to the donations, if you want to donate, you don't have to donate. You could do something free, like send me an email. Give me some of that encouragement. I'm gonna need that. I'm gonna need some of that encouragement. So if you can't donate $5, $10, or whatever it is, because you ain't got no money, because you in the struggle yourself, listen, email me. All right. I need that. We can have a little chit chat. We can power up each other. We can motivate each other and encourage and inspire each other to keep it moving. You heard what I'm talking about? I don't care whether you're male, female, young, old, black, white, email me. Okay. Because I'm pretty sure we got something in common, and that's called life. You heard me? Okay, then I'll talk to you later. All right. Have vision and stay focused. Namaste now.